series that I've been sharing on my channel for a while now. Now, if you are new to the channel or new to Patreon, I will have a playlist linked in the comments under this video, so you can take a look of the different stories and maybe references that I made once or as I go through this case. So let me give you a little bit of the why I decided to share this case. I feel like there are a lot of different cases in the 411 missing. I don't know, it's a series of books by David Pilates, but some of them are old, and I'm not saying that they're not relevant because they happened a really long time ago, but a lot of people believe that that's, or I've read some comments of people believing that is like folklore or something that really, I don't know, maybe like an urban legend in some cases, even though there are police report. I mean, there's evidence that these things really did happen, unlike an urban legend. So I decided to share with you a more recent case, and if you watch the news at all, maybe even once a week, you probably heard about this so bizarre case that really, I don't know, it has no explanation. And again, this happened recently, and so I decided that it'd be a great idea to share it with you today. This is the story of Danny Philippitis. I am not sure how you pronounce his last name, but he is Canadian, and he decided to come to New York, or to go to New York, I should say, because I'm miles and miles away from New York. But he wanted to have a get-together kind of thing with his friends and go skiing there. Now, the first day that they arrived, that they decided that at 2 p.m. they were going to stop and they were going to go back to the lodge for lunch. Okay? So that's why I am not sure if they were in fact all together or if they separated into different groups, and that's how they decided to meet back, check up on each other, and have lunch together, have a good time. So 2 o'clock came around, and Danny decided that he was not done for the morning. Even though they've been there at it all day, he wanted to go one last time down the mountain. So he told his friends, go ahead and I'll meet you guys at the lodge. His friends went to the lodge to have lunch, and 2 hours later, Danny didn't come back, and they got worried. They started texting him, they started sending him, calling him, leaving voicemails, and it was like he either had no reception or he was, which they found it a little bit interesting because they all had reception while they were at the mountain that they were in. That was the one that he was going to go down one more time. And the other one was that, he was a guy that would always pick up his phone, especially being alone, knowing that his friends would worry about him. So after a while, the friends reported Danny as missing to the lodge, and they came up with a group of 130 people who scoured the mountain, and they just couldn't find anything, not Danny or any signs of his equipment. was saying. But the wife knew that that was her husband, Danny. She was trying to convince him to call 911 when the call got disconnected. She calls back the same number, and when she does, he picks up the phone and she begs him to call 911. She described him as disoriented, confused, and in a way that she'd never seen him before. So it was very upsetting that she knew it was him, yet she couldn't call the police and say, hey, he's here or he is there, because he had no idea where he was. So finally Danny calls 911 and describes his surroundings, because even though he is in a public place, he really doesn't know where he's at or how he got there. He was 3,000 miles away from where he disappeared. Remember that they were in New York. Well, he showed up at the airport terminal, car rental depot in Sacramento, California. He was not only confused, but he was injured, even though I couldn't find specifics of his injuries. And he had his ski gear on in Sacramento, California, 3,000 miles away from where he disappeared. This story, since it's very recent, it does have a theory of what happened to him, but really there is not a lot of information to go on and try to come up with different theories. But the ones by the following of the 411 cases, or the logic that I will share with you. When the police got there, they asked him what he was doing there. Again, he couldn't remember how he got there. He couldn't remember what he was doing there, if he was with somebody. He was very, very confused. He didn't know the day that he was leaving, and when the police told him that he's been missing since 6 days prior, and where he was, he got very emotional. Later on, they did interview him more in depth. He had to go through different psychiatrists and specialists to try to understand if he had some kind of a mental breakdown or a mental illness that he wasn't aware of, or if he had amnesia. Was it because of some kind of head injury? All those things. Even though we do not have a report, or at least I couldn't find a report of the finding of that, it is common knowledge, according to the media, that he was perfectly okay, and that this was an event that really was not only bizarre, but one of a kind, because after he came back home, he was the same person. I am not saying that he didn't have, or he doesn't have, or some kind of, PTSD or something like that, but it's not the kind that it would be if he was kidnapped and he was aware or what happened to him, or now the theory is that he was kidnapped in the back of a big truck, and he was somewhat or somehow dropped in Sacramento, California. Now my problem with that is, why sleeping for 6 days. I mean, he wasn't missing anything. His identity was not taken. He even had a haircut when he went back. I mean, when he showed up in California, somebody cut his hair, and he was holding a brand new iPhone. I don't understand who gave him the brand new iPhone. The police do not know who gave him that iPhone, who was it registered under, how it got. And let me tell you this: if they had the idea that he was kidnapped, they would have gone through all the steps to find out about the phone. They would have tried to find some kind of physical evidence on Danny to kind of find the person that took him. Yet we have no idea, because they never shared that information. So I'm assuming that they couldn't find anything that would tie it to somebody. So how can somebody cop out and register an iPhone with a phone number, put a line? I don't know. Maybe it was a burner phone, if you can even have an iPhone for that. And that's why they couldn't trace it back. But to me, it's so interesting to see that the police maybe had to take it as somebody who willingly left and showed up there. Like it was a random thing. Maybe it was a mental breakdown and he forgot about everything that happened. But if you've been following this series with me, you know that the last time I shared one, I can't remember his first name, but this was a college kid that went skiing in the Michigan area, Lake Michigan. I couldn't think of it, but in the Lake Michigan area, and he appeared in a field, I think 40 miles away from his parents' home, which is not close to where he was skiing, and walked all the way to his parents' home 15 days later after he disappeared. And now, I mean, he went to college and now he is studying this kind of thing that happened to him, because again, he was not mentally ill. He did not have a breakdown, and he just couldn't remember what happened to him during those 15 days. And he, instead of appearing or showing up with an iPhone, he had a bag full of maps. It was one of those crossover bags that he had with him when he showed up there. So, what is it that is taking these people? Now, a lot of different people have different ideas of what is taking this guys, these people, and making them appear, 15 days later, 8 days later. We know about the case of that lady who was a hiker, that she did that for a living, that she had all the gear, yet she disappeared in Mount Rainier, I think, in a place where it was almost impossible to reach by hiking. So some people say it's some kind of a Bigfoot. Other people think it's aliens. There's not evidence of any kind of animal attack. And if it's impossible for the hiker to show up there, it's impossible for somebody to drag them up there, like somebody who kidnapped them. things just don't make sense. Yes, there's people with mental illness that, sometimes they can lose track of time and they can do things that they're not aware of. There's multiple personality, disorders, and yes, there is a lot of things, but how come when they come back, they can't find anything like that? They cannot diagnose them with that. And year after year, it remains a mystery. If I had to tell you what really is going on here, I could not give you an answer. All I can say is I think that really something does, take this guy. Something that it's not maybe human, and they use him for something and then let go. But what's the difference? Why this hiker lady was killed, yet she had no blood force trauma or anything, like she fell or an accident happened? Remember the first case that I shared with you guys, the other two hikers in California, that one of them ran after the dog and then showed up 1,000 feet over where he disappeared, in an area where he probably had to climb to get up there, climb a rock wall to get there. And I don't know, it's just, to me, it's weird that somebody with no shoes on could climb all the way up there, 1,000 feet. What do you make out of all these cases? Now, as I continue to go through them and read the books, every time I read a different story, I come up with my own theory on different things that can be happening, and I hope that when I finish that very first book, I can share with you those thoughts. But for now, in my head, there still remain a mystery. So thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you Patreons who take the time not only to support my channel, which, by the way, is what keeps things rolling in my YouTube channel, but to be friends, I am so thankful for having you guys here. That's my desk. To having you guys here and have our little small community of sweet, kind, caring people and like-minded, where we can talk about these things in a more free way without having to watch my words as I have to when I'm on YouTube. And YouTube does not like the word shooting, killing, and I'm talking about that kind of thing. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your support, no matter how much or how little is that you choose to support this channel with, it really does make a difference. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.